If they ran such a clean election, why wouldn't they make all the machines available immediately? If they ran such a clean election, they'd have you come in and look at the paper ballots. Who hides evidence? Criminals hide evidence, not honest people. So, over the next 10 days, we get to see the machines that are crooked, the ballots that are fraudulent, and if we're wrong, we will be made fools of. But if we're right, a lot of them will go to jail. So, let's have trial by combat. I'm willing to stake my reputation. The president is willing to stake his reputation on the fact that we're going to find criminality there.
It's like rain on your wedding day. It's the free advice that you just can't take. This could only end in an ironic twist, because this man, this Rudy dude, this guy goes way, way back, and I am going to live long enough to find the answer to my original Rudy question, which was when Rudy sat with Martha McCallum, oh my God, on Fox and Friends, when Rudy went on Lars Larson's radio show and said out loud during the campaign of Donald Trump for president that he was in touch with active FBI agents, and now we all know how dirty the cops really are, that he was in charge of talking to active FBI agents, and that he had an October surprise. Remember that, everybody? Because this has been driving me crazy since 2015. You understand? Sticks in my craw, you know. Got a long memory. He went on Lars Larson's show, and he claimed that he talked to active agents. And he didn't want to say what the conversation was about, but we later sort of kind of learned that what Rudy was doing in the New York field office of the New York FBI was telling them, and this is going to jostle your memory, to sit on Anthony Weiner's computer, which they had taken because Anthony Weiner was texting a 16-year-old girl. And so they executed a subpoena and took his computer. And they decided to tell Rudy about it, knowing Rudy was working on the Trump campaign. And that the FBI field office in New York believed that there might be Huma Abedin emails on Weiner's computer. And Huma Abedin was the most important right-hand person to Hillary Clinton. And if there were emails from Huma and Hillary on Anthony Weiner's computer, they could spring that on James Comey 11 days before the election of 2016 and force Comey to say that he had to reopen the investigation because Comey had testified to Congress that when he closed it, if any new emails or any new information crossed his desk, he would tell Congress. And he said it under oath. And then when that happened, 11 days before the election, Comey wrote a letter to Congress and said, I have a new computer. There are emails on that computer from Hillary Clinton. I don't know if any of them are new. We're going to try and do the forensics. It was sitting in the New York field office and nobody bothered to do any forensics. Remember that? And it changed the entire election through voter suppression, meaning people who were going to vote for Hillary Clinton thought that that was just a bridge too far. It was too much crap. And they chose not to vote for Donald Trump. Oh, no. They chose not to vote. Remember this?
Other rumors that I get is there's a kind of revolution going on inside the FBI about the original conclusion being completely unjustified and almost a slap in the face of the FBI's integrity. And I know that from former agents. I know that even from a few active agents who obviously don't want to identify themselves.
So this has been boiling up in the FBI for some time.
Generic.
I did nothing to get it out. I had no role in it. Did I hear about it? You're darn right I heard about it. And I can't even repeat the language that I heard.
I just want to make sure we're getting that right. We listened to the audio, and you were talking about current FBI agents, at least in that radio interview with Lars Larson.
Well, the information I've been getting is from former FBI agents.
So you misspoke to Lars Larson?
If I did say that, that was wrong. I have not spoken to a on-duty FBI agent about anything. I guess for the last 10 months. I don't know. I've actually never talked about this investigation to any current member of the Justice Department or current FBI agent. I don't know if I can make it any clearer than that. You can look at my telephone records if you want.
I know that from former agents. I know that even from a few active agents who obviously don't want to identify themselves.
I'm out of time. Otherwise, I keep pressing you. I'm out of time. Otherwise, I keep pressing you. I'm out of time. Otherwise, I keep pressing you.
That's how far back you have to go when you consider that Rudy Giuliani's house today, his apartment on Madison Avenue, was raided by the FBI today. Now, here's what we know. We know that part. Maybe we'll get an answer. I'm going to live long enough to find out what the hell happened there with Anthony Weiner's computer. I mean, James Comey is probably the only person on this planet that wants to know more than I do. And maybe he does. Maybe he does. But I want to know. Now, the reason why Rudy Giuliani's apartment was raided at 6 o'clock in the morning and his office was raided at 6 o'clock in the morning, his Park Avenue office with his, Upper East Side Madison Avenue apartment raided also at 6 o'clock in the morning, is because after the dust settled, meaning Trump was gone, he cleared out, right? When Trump lost, he challenged the election, Rudy was front and center. And we were telling you, they got a lot to lose if Trump leaves, a lot to lose, like their freedom, like their liberty, because these people committed crimes. And they need that Justice Department to continue on. They need Trump as president of the United States so that Trump can continue to violate, subpoenas. He could say, I'm president, I can't answer subpoena. For a million cases that are percolating, a million cases filed, everything from E. Jean Carroll to Summer Zervos being defamed by Donald Trump, all of these, right? And Rudy especially, because Rudy had dealings in Ukraine. Rudy was part of the Lev Parnas. See, forget about these guys, Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman. Remember them? They're from Belarus. Introduced Rudy to a whole bunch of dirty politicians in Ukraine who could give Rudy big money, like $325,000. They could launder it for him, put it into the Trump campaign, and in exchange, for the contribution, Rudy wanted them to introduce him to various oligarchs in Ukraine who would fabricate information, make up stuff, dirt about Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, to use in this campaign. Remember, the last campaign was using the FBI, to sit on a computer to defeat Hillary Clinton. In 2020, he was using Ukrainians, not just their money, which is completely illegal, but they were lying and saying that they could supply dirt on Joe Biden. And they literally risked national security to do it. The United States national security to do it. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to RandiRhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.